So, decided to start off this video by remembering stuff, positive stuff that has happened to me. And we have a clear guideline in the Bible telling us not to forget what positive things have happened to us. And as we trust that God is behind everything, then this now fulfills or tries to fulfill that in my life. And the first one would be electricity. That I'm testing it. But no, there is none. So previously, when I put my head down, I would get a shot of bzzz at the back of my left leg, and at one point it was constant. I haven't exercised though for now a couple of, I think last Wednesday was last time that I exercised, and even that was cycling in my business attire. But yeah, electricity has disappeared. It's funny how these things go, that you're aware of them when they're actively there and you're thinking about them, that, oh man, I've got this. But then when they kind of gradually go away, they melt away in your thinking. And yesterday I was startled. So, oh, this is going away. What a marvelous thing. So electricity going away. And then the other one is that for the longest of times I've worn wool socks when I sleep. And sometimes the feeling of coldness has been so pronounced that I could not go to sleep because my leg felt painful. It was hurting me. And I then basically I wore wool socks for maybe 2 years. But now, for I would say past 3-4 weeks, no socks. And last week at Foresta I even slept without my pajama top. So I only had the, what do you call it, trousers on, because I lost it. I don't know where it is. It's most likely I left it at Sjöfartshotellet or somewhere else. It's just, I can't find it. So, 2 things. No electricity and no wool socks. So my heat ability to take heat has increased, or heat and cold. Today the breeder is coming to visit us at 4 o'clock or after 4 o'clock, and the dog cost us initially €900, and then every single time he's been when he's used to breed another litter, we get 300 back. So now if the dog is looking good, bones right, fur right, teeth right, and all of that, then every single time it is being used to breed a new litter, we get money back. So hoping he'll be a good specimen in that sense. And but they're gonna come and have a look at the dog. We actually had our first accident with the dog. Its left front paw, the nail popped out and blood was gushing out, and luckily we got it on the insurance, so we're only paying a limited amount on the care of the dog. And now it has its vaccinations, so we can take it more freely to see people and go to places. So, maybe eating, watching football. There's a good game yesterday, Croatia and Czechoslovakia. And how Czech crawled back from a 2-goal deficit. It was it was a good game to watch. But then the Spain game yesterday against Poland, it was just unipilleri, sleeping pill. So I was with the remote. But yeah, some of the games have been excellent, some are not so much. But anyway, Terhi's gone to visit. I need to go upstairs and see if the kids are managing the dog, keeping places in order. My morning last week, because I'm emotionally divorced from this project. This morning, normally I feel fine leaving to work, because it is work and one is made for work, but no, this morning it didn't feel like there was a meaning to it anymore. What a day. I took the train from Arlanda and dropped my luggage at Haymarket, and then jumped on a bike and cycled to work, which caused me to be wobbly all day. Still am. Halfway through the day, after we visited lunch, the network broke down. So I spent the day at Swedish Armed Forces headquarters, and it was a different feel to the office that we normally visit. It is clearly for more of a location for consultants. This was a bit more intense when you went in there. You were locked into different spaces and had to give passports are given anyway. Then I took the cycle from work at approximately 5 o'clock, cycled to Haymarket. Didn't get lost again, so I'm starting to kind of understand how Stockholm is formed. And then came to the hotel. Just leaving for, dinner. And it's a Haymarket for my last trip. I'm having splashes of nostalgia when I'm here. It's similarly styled as were the previous rooms. Now the bird is different on the wall. I read on TripAdvisor that somebody had problems operating that, and they wanted instructions written on the wall. But yeah, it's a fairly small room. But I got a window and I can see outside. I'll see if I can create a time lapse video. So, went for dinner today in Paul's. It's the restaurant here in, what do you call it? The Haymarket Hotel. It was closed. Sorry, not closed. It was fully booked. I could have only got on table a couple of hours later. So, there's an absolutely wonderful food court just about 100 meters from the hotel entrance, and I would be glad to spend a week and going restaurant by restaurant through the whole thing. But today my selection was a Thai restaurant, and I had a green curry, a vegetarian green curry, and I've now had a couple of kind of halfway authentic green curries, and I think mine is fairly close. Alright, you can clearly recognize the taste. The only thing that I think that they use less coconut milk, and it isn't as today has been my last full day in Stockholm in this project. As said earlier on the video, I did my morning. How do you say that? I listened to the video and it sounded like morning, but my sorrow or feeling blue about the project, that was pretty much done last week. Started the day with a Scandic breakfast, which was fruit and vegetables, nuts, and a Nippon soppa. So it's rose hip soup. And then, what do you call it? We went to lunch at Umi, and it was hockey fillet. So today in the morning, they made a big point of this. You need to be at work 8:30. That we have a big day tomorrow. We're gonna achieve the final goal of the project today. So I cycled early to work, and only to discover I was the only one there. 15 minutes, half an hour after I arrived, the project manager came in the room. What? You're the only one. You're the only one here. We did some work, and only to discover that we haven't tested properly, and there were bits that failed, but we got fixes done. And then approximately 5:15, we decided that we'll call it a day and go out for a beer to celebrate the completion of the project. So I cycled So I cycled to the hotel, took a quick shower, changed it into my more relaxed attire, and then took a taxi to the restaurant, only to I had 2 gluten-free IPAs there and didn't eat anything. And the reason why I didn't eat, I had these vouchers for Scandic, and I had not eaten at this Paul's. So I had 2 IPAs but the rest of the team, I'd say 80-90% of the conversation was in Swedish, so I could easily excuse myself after 2 beers. Obviously, I talked with them whenever I picked up on what they were saying. Sorry, I don't know what that is. But yeah, the weirdest of things happened. So when I cycled from work, I couldn't really press on the pedals because I was getting this fluttery feeling, and after 5.5 percentage EPAs, I could suddenly it was a clear difference in what I could do compared to when I cycled to work and back from work. So kind of tiredness or anything like that should not affect it. But after this, I could. It was fairly normal, my cycling. So that was weird. I would like to be normal without consuming alcohol, even though it's a very limited amount. But still, maybe I don't know what the mechanism is there. But then came to the restaurant, Paul's, and my table, I had reservation 7:30, and I arrived about 8:10, so I was 40 minutes late. And my table had been given away, but luckily there was a new opening. So I got a table and I ordered hockey fillet. First there was bread, there was white, normal vaalealeipää, wheat bread, no, I don't know. And then rye bread, sweet dry bread. And the sweet dry bread, it was quite nice, and salty butter with finger salt on the butter. It was good. And then it was this hockey fillet, and nowadays I rarely get a wow or a feeling that, ooh, this is something, or basically you're familiar with a lot of the tastes that people offer, and you don't get kind of surprised, but this was a genuine surprise, and it tasted good. It has a big wedge of cabbage, leek, coriander, and then I can't remember what else, and then this big lump of fish in a broth. There was a tremendous amount of broth. I would have hoped that they would have brought a spoon, but I only had had a fork to consume it, so I left a lot of it on the plate. So a very positive experience for a hotel restaurant. And tomorrow it is again cycling to work and back and trying to complete what we started. And I'm hoping that not a tremendously big. So that's the Swedish project done and dusted. Committed everything in to Git and took a copy of it locally, so if there's any questions of what I've done, I can actually reply and have a halfway intelligent answer. I thought that I'd gone through the sorrow related to this project ending, but it still bites. It's, I think, now the worst ever. I'll get over it when I get home. But yeah, cycled in the morning to work. Didn't feel that good. And now when coming to Arlanda Express, I cycled again, and again the feeling was, or the walking, actually after the cycling, the walking, it's horrible. My legs are like they're stiff, and I need to pay attention not to fall over. It's a sorry state. But what do you call it? Johan is coming to pick me up from the airport, and then going to see the family. They're getting into your normal day-to-day routine. It normally kills this kind of anxiety. But then there is this added bonus of having MS, which adds its own little unpleasant twist to everything. But anyway, Jesus is King.